It's me with 85th and Wade. Thanks for joining me today. Now we're going to jump right into this because as you can see from the thumbnail, we've got a lot to talk about. But basically, I have been visiting Auntie Joanne's quite a bit over the last few weeks. I've also went over to Cousin Hobby Lobbies to just check them out, see what they had, and they had a few things for me there as well. So let's get right into it. Now, for the first one, I picked up a full yard of some denim. Now, this is actually 7-ounce denim. It's not stretch denim, but it's just their dark wash. Now, I don't know if you can see on there or not, but it was regularly $20.99 a yard. With their remnants are 50% off, so that brought it down to $10.99. And then I can't remember if this was another one of those sales where it was either 40 or 50% off of that. So this came out anywhere between $5 to $7 for the entire yard. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it yet. I already have a big blue jean bag, so I'm not going to make another one of those, I don't think. I really want a pair of shorts. I don't know that I'd be able to get out a full pair with just 1 yard of this fabric. If I want pockets, I probably won't be able to get pockets out of it unless I use like a scrap fabric from some other project. And then I don't want a typical fitted or straight leg short. I kind of want something a little flowier. So there again, with the leg having to flare out, I don't know that I'm gonna get a full yard. But if you know of a pattern that, you know, can accommodate one, like literally 1 yard of fabric, that's a shorts pattern, let me know in the comments. And if I have it, great. If I don't, I'll go check it out and see if it'll work for me. But this was, again, a full yard of denim, 7-ounce, between $5 and $7 a yard. Okay, so next, I actually bought these two on 2 separate trips. They are the same material, the same print, just 2 different trips, but they were the same price. One I bought when I was out of town, and the other one I just recently picked up. But basically, this is the modern medallion, and I've already cut into it, fabric from Joanne, and they have it in orange, they have it in green, and then they also have it in a couple other colors. I want to say more like a light blue, and then perhaps a lilac or something in the purple family. So they came in a couple of different colorways, and it was actually one of their pride lines for Asians Pacific heritage. And so I really liked the print of it and decided to grab it. As you can see right there, there's an arm sticking out of what I use some of the fabric for. And I have enough to make something else out of both of them. And so I haven't decided what that'll be, but these were basically $3 a yard, and I picked up about two yards for the green one and then 3 yards for the orange one. So again, I have plenty to work with for another project. But those 2 are just your basic cottons. It's in the quilting cotton, I believe, in the quilting cotton section, or it was. It's in the clearance section now at Joann's. So they may still have some if you have a location near you. Okay, then I also picked up this, it's called Oil Slick. Did you get dizzy? Oil Slick pattern. Again, another one of their cottons that's located in the quilting cotton section. I just thought this was really, really nice. Like, while I would love a jumpsuit in it, I think that would be too much for one person to see me coming. So perhaps a top of some sort, something again more blousey, so there's not a lot of cut lines in it, and it can just, you know, the fabric, if you will, can speak for itself. So that's what I'm thinking about for this one. I believe, and I still have my receipts, I picked up just under 2 yards, and this was all they had left on the bolt. So it was like 1.88 9 yards of fabric left. So I definitely have enough for a blouse, and just trying to figure out which one. So I do want to make a top, I think, out of this one. But that is just so fun. Okay. Next, this was a trip. I was looking for something else, and so this was the only piece that I had bought at the time. This one is called the, oh, yeah, Red Brown Geo Dots Poly Spandex Satin. That's a mouthful. So I had 3.6 yards of that, and it was $6 a yard. But it had an additional 40% off of that. And then for that final 0.6 yards or so, it was considered a remnant. So she gave it to me for an additional 10% off of that. But this one here, this is what this looks like. And I think I really, I really want to make a more dressier jumpsuit out of this one. I have one in mind. I believe it's a butterick. I'll post a picture of it here so that you can see what I'm thinking about. And let me know your thoughts. I really think that this would look very nice as a more formal, if you will, type jumpsuit to kind of go out in if I ever get to an event. But that's what I'm thinking about. So again, let me know your thoughts if you think that'll work, or again, if it'll be too busy for that type of a pattern. But for this one, I haven't washed it yet, so it's still pretty slick and pretty stiff. But I thought that was a really nice red, brown, of course, white, and then there is some black in there as well. Okay, so that was that fabric. All right, so jumping over to Cousin Hobby Lobby. Now, I don't get in there quite often, but when I do, I always go past the clearance section and then to see what's in their sales section. It's usually seasonal, and a lot of times they'll have an additional 30, 40, even 50% off. Well, in their clearance section, I went on 2 separate occasions, and for the first trip, I was able to buy 2 of the same pattern, the same fabrics in different colorways. And then on a totally separate trip, I found the same fabric in a 3rd colorway. So for this first one, these 2 I got together. Corduroy. Now, if there was an order in which I would rate my liking of fabric, it would be linen, and then it would be corduroy, and possibly sweatshirt material would be the 3rd. But the main 2 would be linen all day, every day, and then corduroy. So when I see corduroy, there's a good chance I'm going to get it if it's at a really good price. Look at that. Now it's coming up, I would say, pretty true to color on screen, maybe just a tad bit darker, but not by much. But this is like a golden mustard, if you would call it that, fabric. And then I also purchased it in maroon. Fun fact, my university's, or my alma mater's colors are maroon and gold. And so I'm a sucker. It's corduroy, it's maroon and gold. It's in the cart. It's a given. So I purchased this one as well. And so again, those 2 I got at the same time. Now, this 3rd one was on a different trip, and pink, isn't that pretty? Now, I can tell that, there's, a little bit of this and that with it, which I'm not going to stress about. But to let you know, and I actually still have the little tag on here as well, that all 3 of these were $5 a yard. Now in this one, I only got like 1.9. It was just a little less than 2 yards, and I bought the rest of it. For those two, I believe I bought both of those 2 yards each, maybe 2.5. But I figured for these, maybe I can get some overalls out of one of them, perhaps a jacket out of something, and then maybe a skirt. So definitely some overalls, not sure which color, a jacket, and a skirt. So we shall see. But $5 each. That was a really great deal. Whew, I just had a coughing fit, so I'm back. But I did take a trip to Walmart for not sewing things, just other things. But I did go past their sewing section or craft section. And they usually have a lot of knits, which I used to pick up quite a few of those in the past, but they tend to be very thin, and I just wasn't pleased with what I was picking up. So I, stopped doing all the knits from them. However, I did find two that were very, very nice. First one is, which I thought, look at those colors. Man, I really like those stripes. Those are some nice stripes. And this was 2 yards for $4. And depending on, how I'm feeling by the time I watch this and get to fall, because I am not into fall yet whatsoever, it may be a cardigan, I'm thinking. I don't know if I want to do like an actual sweater or just have this as a cardigan, but I'm thinking a cardigan for this one. The second one is this one here. Again with the stripes, I know. This one also was 2 yards for $4. Now this one actually has that white on the, white background on it. So this may end up being a sweater just so that you don't see the inside of it as I'm wearing it. But, I figure $4, 2 yards, at the very least a tester, right? Hopefully it'll be something that turns out quite well and I'll be very pleased to wear. But I just thought these both were really, really nice. And I do like stripes a lot. Okay, so that was from Walmart. Now the remainder of these are all from Auntie Joanne. I'll be able to tell you what the price of each fabric was. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so for this first one, it is this brown. It's pretty much like a cotton canvas, if you will. And I want to say that this was $7 a yard, $6.50 a yard, and I got just under 2 yards. This was all that was left on the bolt. So it was $7.70 because it was $6 a yard, but then there was an additional 40% off of all of the remainder of these. And so for just under $2, this will more than likely be a bag, like a tote or something of that nature. And it may or may not be the inside of the tote. I don't know. I haven't embellished anything in quite a while, so maybe I'll embroider something on it to give it some pizzazz if I do use it as the main bag. But I figure, I use totes for everything. Very rarely. I actually despise plastic bags. So I try to use my own bags whenever possible, or just no bag at all if it's something I can just carry out of the store in my hand. However, I figured this would be pretty good as a tote bag. Okay, now this next one I have been eyeing for quite a while in the clearance section, and I wanted it, and I just and hawed about it, but this trip I finally decided to go ahead and grab it. Now this one, let's see, it was $10 a yard. I did purchase 3 yards, but again, an additional 40% off of that. So it came up to 18 bucks. You see that? You see the eyelet here? Let me open it up so you can see that. Oh my goodness. So yes, there is this pattern. I believe it's McCall's. I'll post a picture of it. And I'm like, oh, that dress is so, so cute. I didn't really care for it in white, but I did like the style of it. And I kept, wanting to make it and wanting to make it, never really having a fabric that I thought would really shine in that pattern. But when I saw this, like I said, I kept eyeing it and finally just went ahead and figured I'd grab it. Now, because, you can see lots through here, I'll have to figure out what I'll do for a lining. But I do want to make that pattern and I want to use this fabric for it. So if you've made this pattern or used eyelet before or both, let me know in the comments, if you have some tips or tricks or anything like that for it. But I just thought this eyelet was so, so nice. And I wanted to grab it specifically for that McCall's pattern. Okay, so this next one, let's see if I can find it on the receipt. It's called Desert Flower Coral, and it's a solid jersey. I picked up 2.25 yards of it. It's $6.50 a yard, but with the discount, it came up to $8 total. So basically about $4 or so a yard. And it's just a basic jersey, but that coral color is so nice. It's right on time. I do need to make some just basic t-shirts, and so this will probably be what that will result in. I'm hoping that this color isn't too much for me, so we shall see, but I like it. Okay, this next one is, where is it? It just says Camo. It's just Camo. But again, $6.50 a yard. For this one, I did pick up 2.5 yards. And it's just, again, another jersey. So there is some stretch to it. I don't know if you can see me or see my hand through it. It's not that thick, but I figured it'll be a good t-shirt for my son. Now, I talked about the anything but basic tee for men and doing another one for my son. So more than likely, this is what I'll use this for, is that pattern for him. Next, we have, oh, where is it on here? I don't see it on here, but, oh, here it is. It's called Marble Baby Friends. I picked up 3 yards. It's $5 a yard, but all in all, it came to 10 bucks. So it came out to about $3 or so a yard. And it's Baby Marble. So for this one, I'm thinking I'll make him some pajama shorts because, what did I say, 2.5 yards? I may be able to get away with full pajama pants, but I'm thinking I'll just do shorts in these and then, make them kind of long, maybe knee length or something like that. That way he can wear them in the fall, winter time as well. Maybe with, some tall socks on or something like that to stay warm around the house. But I just thought this was so cute. Like, who doesn't like Baby Marble? Okay, so those will be some pajamas. Easy peasy. All right, next we have 3 more. Next we have, it's called Triangles Americana. I picked up 3.5 yards. It was $3.59 a yard. but it totaled out to $7.55. So we're looking at about $2 and some change a yard. And I just thought this was interesting. Now it has like a faded look to it, almost like a faded denim-ish look to me to it. And I was thinking again, maybe something along the rompers line. I don't see it as a top. Like I wouldn't make a top out of this by itself. And then I don't see it as bottoms by itself either. So I'm thinking I'll maybe try to make a romper of some sort out of this and just have, you know, something fun to wear with that. So again, basic quilting cotton, or cotton that's in the quilting section, I believe. And yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. Okay, next, this is also called oil slick. Now I showed you the first one. That one was oil slick as well. And they come in a couple different colorways, obviously. This one I purchased 3.5 yards normally, or it was on clearance for $6 a yard. But all in all, it came out to $12. So about $4 a yard is what this ended up being. And it's just an oil slick. I'm not a florals person, so you won't see a lot of that for me on this channel. I am though into shapes and abstracts and definitely solids. So when it comes to prints like this, it's an eye catcher for me. So I'm not sure what I'll do with this. If I'll try, let's see, 3.5 yards. If I'll try to make a dress out of this, if it'll be, again, a romper or a jumpsuit of some sort. I'm not feeling a top for it. It could be some interesting bottoms, though. That could be interesting as some bottoms. But, you know, something that's easy peasy and, again, allows the pattern of the fabric to stay uninterrupted as much as possible. So with that one, we'll have to see. Okay, last two. Oh, last one. I was wrong. Last one. So for this last one, this is called Light Green White Foliage Stem. And this was a double poly. So they only had 0.83, so a little over 3/4 yard of fabric. It was $9 a yard, but it came out to $4.50. And I thought this was a really nice print. Again, not necessarily for me, but I figured at just under a yard, I could definitely get a tank top out of it, I think, for my mom. And, you know, it's pretty neutral enough. Like, this is great. It's coming out more yellow, I think, on this camera. But it's definitely, I wouldn't say a sage, but it's a something green. How about that? And I think it's enough, like I said, to make a tank top out of. So I'll try to do that for my mom. And like I said, it's neutral enough to where it can go, you know, of course, with some white, because there's the white flowers in here, maybe even with some blue jeans or a nice skirt of some sort. So we shall see. So all in all, that was my fabric hauls over the last couple of months or so. Like I said, a lot of things happen at Auntie Joanne's and Cousin Hobby Lobby, and a little bit over there at Walmart. I don't know if they're in the family, but we went to Walmart to check out what they had. So a few of them have some plans that could change. I'm not committed to anything that I've just talked about. Those were things that I am thinking about. But let me know your thoughts. One, let me know if you visited Joann's or if you're going to. I believe the 40% off their clearance continues until the end of this month, July 31st, 2022. So go check it out if you have a Joann's near you or one that you can get to within the next few days. Also, let me know if you have any thoughts of patterns for any of those that maybe you have in your stash or that you know of that you think would look great with any of this fabric. Again, as far as that blue jean one, the very first one, I'm looking for some shorts pattern for that one. Something came out recently, and if I can think of it or put a picture of, find a picture of it, I'll post it there. But I thought that was really, really cute, and that possibly could work. I'll have to see what they recommend for the fabrics, but would love to hear your thoughts. At any rate, that's my pattern haul. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for walking through life with me on this sewing journey, and I'll see you next time. Bye.